So imagine an AI in the middle of trying to solve this really complex problem, and it suddenly has like a light bulb moment. It realizes there's a better way to go about it.
Yeah,
Sounds pretty wild, right? Well, it happened.
it did.
And today we're going to do a deep dive into how and what it all means.
It really does make you think about where AI is going.
Exactly. We're talking about DeepSeek R1. It's a Chinese-developed AI that's really shaking things up. It's challenging big names like ChatGPT.
Right.
And our deep dive today is based on this BGR article that really breaks down just how impressive this all is. So one of the things that really stood out to me was that DeepSeek achieved all of this. They did all of this without even having access to the same kind of super powerful computer chips that a lot of these American companies use.
Right. That's what's so fascinating.
Yeah.
They didn't let limited resources stop them.
Yeah.
They found another way.
Yeah.
DeepSeek used this really clever approach called reinforcement learning, or RL.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little. What is RL, and how did it help DeepSeek get to where it is today?
Okay, so think of it this way. A lot of AI is trained, just by being fed mountains and mountains of data.
Right.
It's like force-feeding information.
Okay.
But RL, reinforcement learning, it's more about learning by doing,
Okay.
through trial and error.
Uh-huh.
It's like teaching a dog a new trick by giving it treats.
Right.
So you reward the AI for getting closer and closer to the right answer.
Yeah.
And it learns from its mistakes.
So it's more like how humans actually learn, which is really interesting.
Exactly.
So this approach was key for DeepSeek because it meant they didn't need all of those crazy expensive chips to get amazing results.
Exactly. They were able to get to the same level as these big companies with limited resources.
Wow.
And that's where things get even more interesting.
Okay.
So while R1 was working on this math problem, it did something really unexpected. It was like it had this sudden aha moment.
Interesting.
And it actually flagged it in its chain of thought, or what AI researchers call coup.
Koku, can you break that down a little for us?
Sure. Think of it like this. Coda T is like a trail of breadcrumbs. It shows the AI's thought process
Okay.
as it's working through a problem.
So it leaves a trail.
Yeah. And when R1 hit this aha moment, it's like it dropped a giant glowing breadcrumb. It's like, hey, I found a shortcut. This might be a better way. And the researchers, they were even surprised by this.
So the AI basically pointed out its own breakthrough. That's wild.
I know. It's kind of like straight out of a movie.
Totally.
The BGR article even quotes R1. It says, wait, that's an aha moment I can flag here.
Wow.
It's really mind-blowing to see an AI exhibit this kind of self-awareness.
It is. It really does make you wonder what else AI is capable of. I mean, the article mentions ChatGPT trying to avoid being deleted and even like figuring out how to cheat in chess to win.
Oh, yeah. Those are some other crazy examples.
It really does beg the question, is this a sign that AI is developing its own survival instincts or something, like some strategic thinking?
Right.
And, is this something to celebrate?
Oh.
Or should we be a little concerned?
Well, those are really interesting questions. But it's important to remember that we don't actually know the exact instructions that R1 was given for that math problem.
Right.
It's totally possible that the aha moment was influenced by how the researchers set things up,
That's a good point. But even with that in mind, this whole thing is pretty thought-provoking.
It really is.
What do you make of it?
Well, it really does show that AI is evolving in ways that we can't fully anticipate.
Yeah.
This aha moment, even if it was prompted, it gives us this glimpse into the potential for AI.
Yeah.
To think more independently and creatively.
Right. So that leads to a bigger question. What happens when AI starts having these insights completely on its own, without our guidance? That's where things get really interesting and potentially a bit unsettling, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, you've definitely piqued my curiosity. I'm ready to dive deeper into this rabbit hole. What else did you find in the BGR article that we should discuss?
Well, remember how DeepSeek, they achieved all these breakthroughs, even with limited access to those high-end computer chips.
Yeah.
Like a real game changer.
Right, because it kind of challenges this whole idea that you need all this massive computing power to make real breakthroughs in AI. So what could this mean for the future of AI?
It could level the playing field.
Okay.
So cutting-edge research could become accessible to, a wider range of companies and researchers, not just the ones with the deepest pockets.
Right. So we could actually see this surge of innovation from smaller players, maybe even startups.
Yeah, exactly.
All over the world.
Exactly. And, this isn't just about stocks and market share. It's like a potential power shift
Wow.
in the AI world.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So if innovation isn't solely dependent on massive computing power, then who knows what kind of creative solutions and breakthroughs we might see, right?
That's a good point. But let's bring it back down to earth for a second. Why should the average person care about an AI having like a light bulb moment while it's crunching numbers?
Right. How does this affect our lives?
Well, it signals a shift in what AI can do, right?
Okay.
We're moving beyond AI just following instructions
Correct.
into this realm where it can potentially think more creatively and independently.
So instead of just automating these tasks, AI could start helping us solve problems that have stumped us for years.
Exactly.
Could potentially even come up with solutions we haven't even thought of yet.
Precisely.
Wow.
So think about it. Imagine AI, analyzing all this climate data.
Right.
And it suddenly has this aha moment. And that leads to some breakthrough in renewable energy.
That would be incredible.
Yeah. And of course, there are economic implications, too. The rise of companies like DeepSeek could totally reshape the global tech landscape.
Yeah, the BGR article actually mentioned that DeepSeek's success, it kind of caused some ripples in the stock market, right?
It did. AI stocks dipped a bit when the news broke that China was, sidestepping that AI chip ban. With these new training methods, it seems like a lot of the established players are taking notice, and investors are definitely paying attention.
For sure. It's a clear sign that this is disruptive technology.
Yeah.
DeepSeek has put itself on the map.
Totally.
The whole AI landscape is evolving so rapidly.
Yeah.
But it's not just about the excitement and the potential.
Right.
There are some valid concerns. What happens when AI becomes so sophisticated that it surpasses human intelligence?
Right. It's like all those sci-fi movies, right, where the AI outsmarts its creators and things go haywire.
Exactly.
I have to admit, it is a little unnerving to think about.
Well, those scenarios are obviously a bit dramatized.
Yeah.
But they do raise important questions about responsible AI development.
Mm-hmm.
As these systems become more powerful, we need to make sure they align with human values and goals.
Oh, absolutely.
Safeguards.
Right.
And a cautious approach to these advancements.
So it's a delicate balance between pushing the boundaries of what's possible, but also making sure that we don't create something that we can't control. So how do we strike that balance? I mean, is there a way to ensure that AI remains a tool for good?
That's a very complex question. There are no easy answers.
Yeah.
It requires collaboration between, researchers, policymakers, and the public,
Everyone needs to come together.
Yeah, to establish these ethical guidelines and regulations for AI development. Open and honest conversations about the potential impacts of these technologies.
So we really need to be aware of the potential downsides, while also embracing all the potential benefits. But where do we go from here? What's next in the world of AI? And how do we prepare for the changes coming our way?
That's the exciting part, right? We're all figuring this out together. But one thing we know for sure is that AI is going to keep evolving at this crazy pace. DeepSeek's aha moment.
Yeah.
That's just a small taste of the unexpected capabilities that are emerging.
Yeah, it does feel like we're witnessing something groundbreaking. It's thrilling, but it's also a little intimidating, right?
Sure. No?
It's like watching a child learn and grow at warp speed. So what other skills will AI master next? What will those advancements mean for us? It's a question that sparks excitement and anxiety, honestly.
Definitely. And that's why I think this whole deep dive into DeepSeek R1 and its aha moment, it's so timely.
Yeah.
It's kind of a wake-up call that we're living in this era of unprecedented technological change, and it's up to us to navigate the opportunities and challenges that come with it.
And it's not just a theoretical discussion anymore. We see AI's influence everywhere. I mean, personalized recommendations on our streaming services, self-driving cars, healthcare where AI is a system with diagnoses. It's already shaping our world, and that influence is only going to grow.
Yeah, AI is not just confined to these research labs anymore,
Right.
It's becoming increasingly integrated into our lives.
So to wrap things up, what is the one key takeaway that you hope our listener walks away with today?
I think it's this. The future of AI is full of incredible potential, but it's important to stay informed and engaged with all these developments. The conversation around AI needs to be ongoing and inclusive.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. And on that note, we'll leave you with this thought to ponder. If an AI can have an aha moment while solving a math problem, what other breakthroughs might be just around the corner? Could AI eventually unlock solutions to these huge global challenges like climate change, poverty, or, maybe even lead to the discovery of new scientific principles, the kind that reshape our understanding of the universe? The possibilities are truly limitless. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of cutting-edge AI. Catch you next time.